how I got scammed into buying a bike. So let me just start by saying, so this is where the story starts. She kind of starts cycling. I got into cycling. I'm doing longer distances. I'm doing like bigger climbs. And then the law of like fancy, blingy carbon bikes are just like everywhere, like social media, like magazines, like people talking, you know, carbon bikes are just like the best thing ever. Carbon bikes are amazing. And like in my head I was like, so if I'm a serious cyclist, I should be getting a carbon bike. And so I had this massive inner debate because I had my alloy bike, which is just there. So I had that for a couple of years, and then I was like, yeah, I think the time is now for me to get this carbon bike, because if I have a carbon bike, I'm gonna look like I'm, you know, like really into cycling. I'm gonna invest the money because I want to get quicker, I want to get fitter, and getting a carbon bike is gonna do just that. And I bought the carbon bike, and do you know what? At first, I was like, this bike is amazing. Let me just compare the bike. So I had an Alloy Giant Avail, which had a Sora group set on it. The carbon bike that I bought was a Giant Avail Advanced, and it came with Tiagra on it, but I actually upgraded it to 105. So I had like a carbon bike with 105. So I was just like, oh my God, this carbon bike is insane. It's just so much better. It rides so much nicer. And then the time came when I had to upgrade my group set on the Alloy bike, so I upgraded that as well to a 105. Now, the longer I had this, my Alloy bike with 105, the more I rode it, the more I realised, do you know what? There's really not that much in these two bikes. And I feel like we are sold this thing, if you're into cycling, the more money you can spend, the quicker you're going to be, you're going to save weight here and there. And actually, I don't know, I will do a video actually physically weighing both these bikes, but my Alloy bike is lighter than my carbon bike, and that is because my carbon bike has disc brake wheels, and that bike has dual pivot caliper brakes, and disc brake wheels are heavy. Unless you spend like a good £500, they are expensive. It's expensive to get lighter wheels on a disc. I'm pointing there because my disc brake bike is in that room and my Alloy one's there, so that's what that is about. That's why I'm pointing like that. But yeah, so I just feel like we just sold it. And people, the amount of people that I've spoken to, I spoke to a woman over the weekend who I went on a bike ride with, and she had this like really decent Alloy bike, and she was so focused into getting this carbon bike because she's like, I want to get quicker, I want to get faster. And I was like, but you could just upgrade the groups that she had Sora on her bike. And I was like, do you know what? I felt the same. But once I got 105 on my Alloy bike, it felt just so much better. And I feel like that is the biggest improvement you can make, is upgrading your group set on an Alloy bike. Because it just makes so much difference. Rather than having to spend £1,500, £2,000, £5,000 even on a carbon bike, invest that money. These are my main tips. I can't even get my words out. These are my main tips because I'm that excited about talking about it. The main tips would be to spend the money on a bike fit, a decent group set, and a power meter. You're going to get so much fitter. You're going to get so much more reward for that money than just having a carbon bike with none of that stuff. So that is what I would say. And also with Alloy bikes, you've got much more versatility with it, because when you first get into cycling, you know, you get this Alloy bike and then you want this carbon bike, but a carbon bike is only good for kind of like club rides and like longer, I guess long distance rides, yes it is. But if you ever want to start bike packing, you need really an Alloy bike. Because if you want to put panniers on it, if you want to put like heavy weight on it, you want an Alloy bike. My friend Ben at the minute is just kind of transformed his bike, he's an Alloy bike, into this like amazing touring bike. And Jay at the minute, who's got a carbon bike, he's looking at actually getting rid of that and getting an Alloy Kinesis bike so that he can actually go touring with it, because his carbon bike is not equipped to have a lot of weight on it. So yes, you can get bike packing bags on carbon bikes, but if you're going to be chucking your bike around more, I just feel so much better having an alloy bike. So, and for travelling as well, for travelling holidays, that alloy bike has gone everywhere with me because I can just chuck it in a box and relax, because if anything breaks, it's all replaceable. Like the derailleur hanger, like that is going to be replaceable. Whereas on an alloy bike, if you fuck the frame, then it's a massive expense. Two people, Jay and our friend Anthony, they both damaged their carbon bikes while in Thailand, and you just get so much more, I just get much more peace of mind being on my alloy bike, because I know it's gonna just stand any kind of crap that I throw at it. I can chuck anything on it, weight wise, and it's fine. So please don't get into this scam of thinking that you have to have a carbon bike to go quicker, to go faster, to be considered like a, you know, like a, not a professional, but a dedicated cyclist. You do not need that. I am more than happy with this alloy bike. It doesn't look the blingiest. It doesn't look like mega fancy, but it just fits better for me, and it's got a power meter, and it's got like just everything that I'm ever going to need from a bike. So think about that before you spend a lot of money on a carbon bike. So if you've got any questions about carbon bikes or alloy bikes, or which bike you should get, then post a comment down below, and I will see you next video.